Hi, welcome to Math Wizards 123. We're going to try this again. In this live stream, we're going to be solving problems using the order of operations with the PEMDAS method. So let's just see who's here with me. I think I see DJ. Let me see if I can find, I'm just waiting for it to show up on my screen. Hi, everybody. We're going to solve 3 problems together using the PEMDAS method. And let's see here. Okay, it looks like we're up, and I don't see it buffering, but you let me know if something comes up while we're moving through solving the problems. Hi, Hayden. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what the names, who's who. So it's a good thing. You can just give me your first name if you want. That way I know who's solving problems with us today. Okay, so if we take a look here, grab a paper and pencil if you want to solve along with me. We're going to figure out what to do when we see a problem that looks like it's written in the fraction form. You know, where do I go? Where do I start with? So if you're looking at this, what would you do first? If you're using the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally method, going in order. Hi, Chris and Carlos. You're back. Okay, parentheses. Yeah, we're going to look inside the parentheses and solve that first. So I like to go ahead and just wrap a rectangle around the step that I'm going to take care of. Now, on a problem like this, since you have some numbers and operations on top and something on the bottom, I'm just going to go from side to side when I solve it. So 3 plus 5, what value do you guys want me to put in the put here for this? 8. Anyone else have a value? Oh, good. So you're together. Awesome. And Jacob's here. The one and only Steven. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy the number 6. And then, now, here we have to be careful because if you just put the 8 here, that's going to make it look like 68. But we know something has to happen here. Whenever you have a number that's sitting right next to parentheses, does anyone remember what operation we have to use for that? What I could do is I could put my answer and keep it inside the parentheses like that. That's one way. Yes, that's right. We're going to multiply. If you want, you could leave the parentheses out and just add in the multiplication symbol. But we have to remember there's something that needs to happen between these two values if parentheses are wrapped around it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy the 4. The 4 just comes over. We'll take care of that later. I'm just focusing on the top when I solve these problems. So parentheses are done. Do we have any exponents? Hi, Max. Max is here. Okay, we're right kind of in the middle. So we're in the second step right here trying to solve this one. But grab some paper if you want to try it on paper with us. Okay, no exponents, so I'm going to cross that out, and then the next step would be to multiply or divide, but remember you're moving from the left to the right always, so whatever comes first. But there's only one symbol right here. So 6 times 8. Anything? Okay, I already have a 48. Does anyone else agree with that value? Max thinks it's 48. Yeah, okay, we have it 3 times, so I'm going to go ahead and add that here. Again, I just pull this over. Now we've taken care of the multiplication and division. There's no more symbols. There's nothing left to add or subtract, so I've moved through the whole top part of it, and now I'm down to 1 value. So now we're going to look at the bottom section. If there were any other symbols, then I would go through the same steps again using the PEMDAS, but there aren't any operations here. So now I'm going to look at this whole thing, and 48 with a line over 4 is just another way of, well, it's a form of writing it as a fraction, but we want to simplify it. I'm seeing already a 12. Good job. So most of you realize this line means divide. So 48 divided by the 4 equals 12. Okay? And if you have a larger number here later in the future, which I will give you some of those in class, this is an easy one though, you can take the top number and just put it inside the doghouse and do your division. But we know our facts, so 4 times 12 is 48, and there's our answer. Okay, thumbs up if that made sense, or you can throw me a happy face emoji. All right, good job, you guys. So here comes the next one. Let's scoot this over so you can see it better. Maybe you can see it okay there. I'll give you a second here if you want to copy this down on some piece of paper. And we'll try another one. I have 3 problems altogether for this video to try together. I am going to start because I already see here's a subtraction symbol. I know parentheses sitting next to a number. That's multiplication. We have addition. And it's all over a power here, 11 squared. So I'm definitely going to add my PEMDAS down here so I can check it off as I move along. All right. Here we go, guys. I hope you're ready. First, we're looking for parentheses. But when I look inside the parentheses, is there anything I need to do inside here? I see a lot of happy faces. That's good, you guys. A lot of thumbs up. Okay. Well, I just saw multiply, but am I going to multiply right now if I look at my steps, or does that come later? Okay, so I'm going to wait on the multiplication because that's down here on the PEMDAS. We have to go right in order. So I'm focusing on parentheses. Okay, hopefully that fixed it. How's that? Are we good? Okay, great. Hopefully that will stay moving along for us. Okay, so we were on the exponent, so 12 squared. Remember, it's not 12 times 2, but 12 squared, so we have a repeated factor right here. Does anybody know what 12 twice multiplied is going to be? Okay, I see it once, 144 twice, I'll take it. So I'm going to add that in here, and then I copy everything else from left to the right. That's all on the top, and then I'll pull this over now. All right, so we have exponents are taken care of, and then I'll do it with this pen. And then what's next? So this comes back to Jacob's idea. He noticed there were parentheses sitting next to a number right here, and whenever we see that, if it helps you, you can just put the symbol in right there so you don't forget what operation to use. So now when I go from left to right, this is the first multiplication symbol that I see, even though it's parentheses instead of the sign we're used to seeing. So I'm going to move from the left to the right and solve that. So 4 times 6, what do we have for that? Anybody know what 4 times 6 is equal to? I see 24 once. Do you agree with 24? There it is twice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy what's in front of my rectangle and then put the 24 right here to replace this, plus the 1, and all of that is still over the 11 squared. All right, so if I'm just going to check and see, are there any more multiplication or division symbols? I don't see any here, so we can go ahead and cross this step out. Okay, good job. Now we're ready for the last step. So addition and subtraction from the left to the right. So this is the part we have to be careful with. Left to the right. So what do you see first, moving from left to the right? Addition or subtraction? Gotta go, Zahid. Okay, we'll see you later. Good, yeah. We're going to subtract the 144 minus 24 over here. So that came first, right? Now, if you can do that in your head, that's awesome. Somebody says 121. If you need to, you could just come over to the side and line it up like this to see what you think. So I have somebody calling out 120, 121. I have 2 people with 121. So that might mean we need to double check our subtraction. So it's better to stack it at that point so we can be sure. 4 minus 4 is 0, and then 4 minus the 2 is 2. So you are all very close, but it's 120. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Now maybe you went ahead to the next step already. That could be how we were getting the 121. But when we use PEMDAS, we move one step at a time. That way we're absolutely sure that everything is correct, okay? So I have a feeling that's what happened. You probably pulled that together. But I'm going to be moving one step at a time, and I see another subtraction, or I'm sorry, addition symbol here. So I like to a rectangle around each step as I move along. So now we have 121. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to come down here. This is 121 over, now what is 11 squared? 11 squared. Okay, I have 2 people that think 11 squared is 121. Remember, 11 squared is the factor 11 twice, because the little exponent tells us how many times we're multiplying it, and it is 121. Now, if we have 121 over 121, that's the same as dividing 121. How many piles could you make where there's 121 in it? And it is final answer. So this is correct. If you came to this answer, you did a great job, but we always want to try to simplify it if we can. Okay? Now, let's try one more. I'm going to just scoot down here a little bit. And this will be our third and last problem for this live stream. We're going to try 26 divided by 2 plus 5, all of that divided by 3 squared minus 3. And I'm going to let you tell me what to do here on this one. So I'll list the steps over on the side. I'm just going to watch the live stream and see what you think I should be doing. And let's see here. Okay. I see a 45, and then I see a 26 divided by 2, and then I see the idea of division. 26 divided by 2. Divide, yeah. So when you look at this, there's no parentheses, so I'll cross that out. There are exponents, but I'm solving only what's on the top first. We don't want to jump back and forth. In order to get it right, let's do the top part first, and then we'll do the same steps along the bottom. So I don't see any exponents right now on the top part, so I'm going to move right to the next step, which is what I just saw, 26 divided by 2. What is 26 chopped in half? If you're not sure, you could put it in the doghouse and do the division. But yes, that is 13. 13 doubled makes 26. And then I go ahead and copy what I see on the bottom, so we keep that the same. And then I'm going to finish all of my steps just along the top here. So we took care of multiplying and dividing. Now we're on addition and subtraction. And then what do we have? Jacob thinks it's 18. Good job, Kyra. When you do the division, we did come to 13. Jasmine sees 18 for the total. So at this point, we are adding for the last step. And I see a lot of 18s, so that makes sense. I'll put that here. And then I'm going to pull this over. So now that we have just one value on the top, and we're finished with all our steps, now we can look down here. And so I basically start over again. I look at all the steps of PEMDAS, and I go in order. starting with, do we see parentheses? No, we don't. Do we see an exponent? Yes, we do. So I'm going to pull this, wrap a rectangle around it. And here, I'm basically just going to copy what I see on the top because that's finished. Good job. 3 squared is 9. So I solved this, and then I copy everything outside. So it's just a lot easier to do all the steps for the top and then do all the steps for the bottom. So that way we don't miss anything or get confused on what to do in order. So I've taken care of my exponents. I don't see any multiplication or division on the bottom. So the only thing that we have left is subtract. Good. And I already see the 6's coming out. So I'm going to put this here and then ask you one more question. If you look at this answer, do you think we should leave it like that? Or is there something else we should do here? What do you think I should do with this answer? Keep it like that, or should I try to simplify it? Divide. Good job. So we always take what the number that's on the top to simplify it, and then divide by the denominator. Good. And then this is a simple multiplication fact. We know 3 times 6 is equal to 18. So your final answer is going to be 3 for the whole thing. You guys did a great job. Okay, so just remember, next week again we'll tune in together at 3:30, and I might be doing 2 live streams for those that can't make it at 3:30. So we might have one at 3:30 and then one again at 7 o'clock, sort of after dinner time, if in case that time frame works out better for you guys. Okay, so wave a quick goodbye to everybody, or say goodbye to whoever you want to. I'll keep it. Bye guys, good job. You did a great job.